AEW because I just mentioned it, so might as well talk about it.
Sure. Oh yeah, please let's get this one out the way, and not in a negative way.
You want to start backwards? You want to talk about the main event, or you want to talk about?
So we know for obvious reasons my feelings on that, but I'm gonna be careful about how I answer.
Oh no. That's the thing. It's like I feel like me and you can have a good conversation.
Yeah. No. Oh yeah. Most definitely. I just don't want to piss him off.
Piss who off? Oh.
You know what? Yeah.
See, that's yeah.
I can have a conversation, but I'm gonna do it objectively.
And that's how I am too. It's like I don't want to look at it like one thing about us is like we're not going to like any personal feelings that we have towards anybody, whether we know them or not. I'm not gonna be on here and just be like, yo, this shit is ass, this shit is balls. Why the fuck this happened? Blah blah blah. Now, what I will say, what the fuck happened was why the fuck Chris Jericho is FTW champ.
My nigga, what? You see me posted. It's that Joe Budden gif where he's just like, why? Like you need that drop because I'm
bro.
And when
I was so close to posting that rock meme that everybody been using. Oh, is it the direction you can fuck,
bro? Oh, this is my Jared. Like I saw Jared Hogan. Somebody was saying that on the.
Somebody called him Jared Hogan. It's like he's becoming everything that he hated about WCW, and he's not getting.
Thank you. Oh, Jesus, now
not getting any hint, and it's like, bro, I'm not booing you because you're a good heel. I'm booing you because you are ass, bro. Your song is ass.
Can you say that one more time?
Your song is ass.
He said it.
Like, and it's like every match doesn't really feel like it feels like a standard match. Like the way that they had this structure, that match literally could have been either on Dynamite or on 0 Hour. And they could have put OC and Shibata versus STP on the main card.
Oh God!
Like when I saw it, I was like, bro. And then when the match, it's like I have the pay. I ordered the pay-per-view in full. Like shout out Keeks. I didn't use a VPN this week, but I ordered the full thing, and I still have not watched the full match of Jericho and Hook. I just refuse to because I'm like, I know I am going to hate it. And the fact that he won it, like, bro, and then he got another nickname, the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho.
He got more AKAs than me. This is ridiculous. He makes me want to use less AKAs on our pod because,
like, I'm about to just start going by Joshua Gresham at this point because I feel like I don't even want to have one AKA at this point because y'all. Damn, like, when I saw that graphic and it said the Learning Tree Chris Jericho, I said, please go to hell.
Why he got the Lionheart thing? Like, you ain't been Lionheart since '99.
Eddie James said, Jericho don't want to go home. Like, bro, that's not a me problem. That's a you problem. Fix your home. Why we gotta suffer because you don't want to go home?
Because them elevator pictures got leaked and he may not have a safe place to go back to.
Oh.
You forgot about that. Okay. This motherfucker is the greatest at just sweeping shit under the rug. The Kylie Ray stuff, allegedly.
Yeah.
Then it was the stuff with the with old girl posting stuff and trying to extort people on the internet. His wife going crazy on the internet with her viewpoints.
Oh yeah, because we know where she was January 6th.
Oh Jesus, now. And then so that happens, and it's just he finds some way. They take him off TV for like a week.
They said he's about to trademark AKA. You better be careful.
Oh my God, he about to trademark AK. He probably is. I don't.
Probably
He
would.
got some good. He got some good lawyers. I need to holler at them because
I know the
I
trademark. I know the trademark office is tired of his ass. They're like, bro, again, take your ass home.
go
Enough,
away.
enough's enough. Go home.
Never ever come back here again because this learning tree shit, and then he figures out a way that like Hook already lost motion. If we gonna keep it
Oh,
a
yeah,
buck.
he definitely lost motion.
He is swimming right now trying to catch his own wave, and in the moment, like Jericho is a career succubi. Like the moment he see any kind of future emotion in it, just sinks his claws in. Nobody like the Jericho rub. Nobody ever gets better from that. Nobody ever elevates from that. Only person that did was
Maybe
Max.
MJF. Maybe MJ. Yeah, MJF for a little bit until the end of last year, where God, that shit was horrible. The
Yeah, like
devil,
what is any Ruin LAX or was it? I can't even remember the name of that group.
proud and powerful. Inner
Oh
circle.
God, yeah, Inner Circle. Like what happened with that?
It,
Like where are all of them?
Jake Hager is somewhere still chasing a hat. Sammy got suspended for the Jeff Hardy incident. Santana's now in TNA again.
Good for him.
Ortiz is just
And
cruising
catering.
backstage, basically. And who else was in that group? I think that was it, wasn't it?
Oh no, the other dude, Luke got congrats to him in Ruby. And then
Oh,
what's the
see, I was going still based off Inner Circle. Now we're going to Jericho Appreciation Society.
yeah, like to me it runs together. It was the same thing. They just
They were
changed the
pretty much the same.
name.
They just rotated people.
Hmm.
Yeah, Cool Hand is now finna be a pappy. Congratulations to him and Ruby. I thought that
For
was just
sure.
a storyline. I ain't know that was legit. I was like, because I don't follow people's personal lives.
Oh God.
So I'd be like, oh, wait, you? I was like, oh, so y'all was hunching for real? All right, bet. Who else? Daniel Garcia, because I keep
Yeah.
forgetting that The Rock was married to a Danny Garcia, so I have to say
Yeah.
Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia is floating around.
He's still
He's still hunching, he's still dry humping people in the face. I'm like, bro, you are slapping people in the face with your dick. Consent,
I,
my brother.
on G. You know the waters is rough right now for that type of climate.
I
They're
mean,
gonna take you off TV.
outside of that, he's been pretty straight. Like he was in that situation with Edge, Adam Copeland.
He always gonna
But
be Edge. Your mama named you Edge. I'm calling you Edge. I know she named him Adam, but still, you know what I mean. We gonna go with that. And then what's the other one with the bobblehead?
oh, Matt
He's like,
Menard,
yeah, he's
he's basically
like
his cheerleader, basically. Yeah, he's basically his cheerleader now. He's DG's Daniel Garcia's cheerleader now, basically.
he's got like a JD McDonough head, except the body matches the head.
Yeah, Matt Menard. That's his name. That's his name. That's the
Okay,
name that Jericho gave him, Matt Menard. Yeah, he's literally like every time Daniel Garcia has a match, he's on commentary hyping him up. That's literally what he does now.
that's his strong suit anyway. No offense.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Anna Jay is pretty
I
much
forgot
been.
about that.
I mean, she been pretty solid on like basically having the matches. I think she got a match tomorrow on Dynamite, so she's been cooking with that. She's been featured on basically every major show that they have: Dynamite, Collision, Rampage, and whatever other show they got. They got a lot of shows.
Okay.
Ty Conti is a mom, so she's not. Yeah, she's not coming around anytime soon. I think that's it.
So we've established that nobody has really elevated from anything involving Jericho.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we can assume, not assume, but we could take an educated guess that Hook will gain nothing from this because he already didn't he whoop Jericho's ass like a month ago, like just
Mm-hmm.
like squashed him.
Just
So
to
now they
lose to him
won
on
one.
pay-per-view.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, and it's just now they won one, so they're gonna have a rubber match, but they're gonna win a title that's not a title, but it's a title.
Practically a glorified hardcore title, basically. An unofficial title. Like there's no rankings for it. None of that.
Rankings. That's a
Ranking.
funny word. Rankings for sure.
Can't say that's not an educated guess. That's literally just it. Like it's like
I was trying to be objective, kid. Damn.
Honestly, some things you can be objective for, and some things you can just be like, yeah, this ain't it. This shit's ass. And then I saw something where he was like, I appreciate the people who were cheering for me at Dynasty. I'm like, bro, you didn't. I heard go home, Jericho, go home. Please retire. And boring. So
I heard a couple NDA chants too, but they was real quick to.
They was like, nope. But so we're still stuck. So this is the Jericho Vortex is what, and he got that copyrighted too. So
what?
Yeah. So you know how we jokingly said the Jericho Vortex? He literally got it copyrighted. So now he's saying it as the Jericho Vortex.
He books himself the way people like tried to make it seem like Cody did when he was there.
Yeah, so he's doing this on purpose, and it sucks. Legitimately, like this shit's ass.
Just be glad you didn't watch the match.
I'm not going back.
I wanted to. Anytime the pay-per-views come on, like I will. Legit, I pay attention. I watch the whole thing from start to finish because I'm paying attention to things like pacing. I'm paying attention to the crowd. I'm paying attention to like what doesn't make sense or what actually does. Like I try to like pay attention because then that's going to gauge my ability to be able to get through a whole episode of Dynamite in one sitting. Because for me, it's a 2-day thing. I get in about halfway, and then something like a Jericho will happen. And then I'm like, all right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw someone say that they literally cannot watch a weekly episode of Dynamite, but they love the pay-per-views.
Oh, 100%. 100%. That's me. 100%. I could get through I get through half and I come back to it, or I watch a recap show and then see what was going on, and then I always go back. It's kind of like with the Hulu. You watch a Hulu version of Raw or something. It's like you watch it in real time. Where if you go back and I do that.
Huh.
It helps.
I get it. I get it. Like, and it's like, like I'm not even going front. Like I'm not going to be that type of person that I watch everything. I watch from start to finish, and there'll be a few times where I literally just do anything else. So, like, if it's a Jericho segment, I do anything else. If it's like if a segment feel like it's just falling off the rails, in my opinion, I don't tweet about it. Like that's why if you notice my live tweet game, I literally only tweet what pops me, and it's very rare during Dynamite.
Yeah.
It's very rare during Raw too. Like sometimes I just be making jokes just to make jokes to make myself laugh, and people just like, haha, I get it. So
laugh to keep from crying.
So basically, we got to turn this to turn watching Dynamite into watching a synopsis or reading a synopsis of a book. Synopsis.
Yeah.
Of a book. So yeah.
Synopsis. Yeah. You got to. I mean, yeah, there's definitely parts to take you out of it. And before y'all start getting in the fucking mentions or start subbing into on Twitter, my opinion shouldn't offend you. Agree to disagree. But even y'all can realize that it's hard to maintain full interest through the whole show. Like there's gonna be parts where your phone is,
and it's the thing. It's the same thing with WWE too. There's some parts where
right, 3 hours of Raw.
Even SmackDown. Sometimes, even though it's moved quicker, sometimes it'd be moments where I'd be like, all right, this is kind of boring.
Oh, like that segment with Awesome Truth when they unveiled the titles. That went on for.
No, I like that. I ain't gonna hold you. I like that. I
the
personally
whole 15 minutes of truth.
Nah, I was high, so I liked it because I was laughing at everything. That's the thing. I consume my wrestling different than most people. I'm always high mostly to get through Raw, so everything is funny to me. Like something has to really suck for me to just not laugh. But I love Truth, so it's like any segment with Truth, I'm always laughing. Like it's entertaining to me. But at the same time, it did get a little long. I was like, I did look down. I was like, all right, let's wrap this up.
And that was Triple H's face the whole time. Like, all right, how long did we give them?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, it's funny, but then it's like sometimes you'd be like, yeah, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, we need
like let's take it home. take us home.
That was the whole Jericho Hook match because it was. I mean, they tried to make him look good. Like, what's the Judas effect? What's that called?
What you talking about? That weak ass elbow?
Yeah, like he looked like he's stretching his back when he do it. Like,
yeah, it's the Judas
like
effect. What up, Alyssa?
Yeah,
it's just it's the Judas effect.
Yeah, so I mean, Hook, I think he kicked out at like 2 of those.
Brother, Andrade does that shit better, and it's not even a
shit clean.
Jericho look like Jericho look like he's one Judas effect away from dislocating his hip.
Oh, now I can't unsee it. Actually, go back and I know it's gonna hurt, but go back and finish the match.
I didn't even start the match. That's the funny thing. As soon as his music played, I just walked out the room.
Oh, it caught me off guard because I didn't realize they changed his music. I was just waiting for it. Like, I mute anytime Judas comes on.
Oh, you wait on.
Yeah, because that's when I know to go. That's my cue. That's my like. And then I was like, "Who is this?" And I saw Lionheart.
I saw the graphics and it said Lionheart. I said, "Yep, time to go."
I was like, "Ooh."
But
Lion.
But outside of that, let's move on to some history. Swerve is the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. I'm gonna let you get your thoughts off on this first, like just your genuine thoughts on the match, the pacing, anything you want to get like sound off on this. But the end results ain't the same.
Okay, so not to sound like a broken record because the majority of us all of us kind of sound like it. Let's start nice. I can appreciate his talent. I can appreciate the moment and what that means in the history that it made in this company. I appreciate that and I can acknowledge that. But that does not mean that I fuck with this nigga like that. I don't. Him and Moose, I quantify them the same way. Well, him more so than Moose, because Moose just is complete anti the culture in every way, shape, or form. All skin folk and kinfolk. But as far my problems with Swerve is the same as everybody. You got a problem with a list that elevates and highlights and focuses on Black talent and does something that the greater majority of the industry does not do, and you got an issue with it because you ain't like where you was placed, or you don't want to be on that. You don't want to be identified with that. Don't put me on that list. I had a severe issue with that because you get on this man's program. I bring hip hop to AEW. All the rappers that came is me. Hip hop this. You want to push the culture. Nigga, you came out looking like Killmonger. And you want to do all that, but when it comes to us trying to lift you up and do all that, you got a fucking issue with it. The song lyric, I don't even want to say it because I feel like it irritates the fuck out of me. You know the lyric. The part that he went out of his way to like you out of the whole song, you clip that part and throw that shit up. We already see it. And you know, your preference is your preference. Date who you want, love who you want, do what the fuck you want to do. I don't care about that. But it's like, all right, you show it with your dancers.
My question with that song lyric, was he generalizing people or was he referencing his history? The reason why I asked that is because I'm not defending the lyric, but at the same time, it's like if he's not talking about everybody in general, what's the issue? If that makes sense, because I'm not gonna flex. There is a few times where a lot of brothers, even the ones that I'm related to, will be like, "Yeah, I dated this chick. She was kind of ugly, but I was drunk out of my mind." Stuff like that. So it's like that's why I want to ask. Like I'm like, because I heard the lyrics. Was he talking about every black woman in general, or was he talking about somebody he dated?
You couldn't really ask him because he ran from the smoke when people tried to ask the
So
question.
that's what people's issue is. Not more so the
Yeah,
lyric, more so because the fact he wasn't clarifying.
both. No, both of them because the way it looks, perception is reality.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're a public figure and you're doing something like this, because his whole thing is pushing the culture forward and going to do all this. But it's like he picks and chooses when he wants to add things in. It's like, all right, what the first time that I seen that or heard that lyric was a clip he posted, and that was the part that was referenced in it. That's the whole song. If we needed more context, let me hear the whole thing. Or why is it that you threw that part up? And optically, it sounded bad. It looked bad, and it didn't help how he acted about the list, the 500 list, and
And
it
and
also
and
doesn't.
and when it comes to that list, I understand both points of views.
Yeah.
A part of me understands the fact that it's like you don't want to be on a list where it feels like you're competing with
Mhm.
people all skin folk or whatever. But on the other side, it's like I feel like he could have handled that privately, or he was like, "Can you kindly remove me from this list?"
Mhm.
Not because you not because of where I'm listed, but mainly because I don't want to be in a competition with my people, and left it at that.
That
But the
would have
way
been
that
diplomatic.
huh?
That would have been a diplomatic approach.
Yeah, I think the reason why I say that is because I always try to go the diplomatic approach because it's like, hey, at the end of the day, I'm trying not to lose my peace, or I'm the type of person that don't really care how you perceive me, but it's like if I don't have to escalate no situation, I'll go the diplomatic approach. But I guess he didn't, so that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's not my list, and it's like I don't know the people
Yeah.
who he beefing with. Because I tell people this all the time, like people who have a conversation with me off air, and I'll be like, I understand both sides of the point, but it could be a situation to where it wasn't articulated properly.
Mhm.
I don't know. So
No, I agree with you on that. It's like in the sense that okay, he could have had a legitimate gripe. The way that it came off was it came off as sour grapes first, and then it also came off as you don't want to be part of that. Like you don't want to be on that list. But if you was on like was it the Pro Wrestling Illustrated one?
I
If
think
you
you
was
had the
on that,
PWI.
yeah, PWI was like, would you have the same issues with that? What do you have the same issues with if Meltzer's giving you star ratings and all that other stuff on your matches? It's like, no, you chasing a lot of the same shit. My thing is all right, you gonna press the culture, you also need to embrace the culture at the same time. Because all we trying to do is lift you up. We want to be able to support you like we did a Kofi, who he only referenced. He left out Lashley, he left out E. They wanted to tote their first African American manager leading a black champion. I'm like MVP, I already did that, but um, what I'm saying, like we're not gonna talk about that. We want to pick and choose. You want to mention the other company and mention other people, but you leaving stuff out. Like it don't add up. If you pushing hip hop and you pushing the culture, you need to be able to show that and embrace that. And you had no problem getting on a public like open platform doing something that looks like you're tearing the culture down and being resentful and not wanting to be part of that. Like don't put me in that box. Don't do all that. But it's like all we trying to
And
do is lift you up and give you your props, and you shoot you why you firing back?
all right.
Like it's just stand on 10. If you're gonna raise your fist, you need to raise your fist in all fronts, and then you need to be able to embrace us. You can feel how you feel, or just say thank you, I appreciate it, and then on the back end,
Keep
you
it
could
pushing.
have that conversation and keep it pushing. But you had no problem touting that out and lashing backwards towards
Mm.
us. But you want us to support you the same way. We're happy you won. Good for you, my nigga. It is a legitimate like milestone. But at the same time, we just don't fuck with it. I can't speak for everybody, but for the ones that feel the way that I do or similar to it, we just don't fuck with you like that. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
celebrate it. Good for you. I'm happy for you. You are talented. I wish you the best, and I hope you get your shit straight and we're able to like mend that bridge with the culture. But a lot of the reason why you saw a lot of the same discourse and why we were all
Yo,
saying
yeah, because I ain't
different
gonna lie to you.
variants of the same thing.
After he won, I was in a coma. Like, because it was because Saturday was it Sunday? Was it still 420 or was it
Sunday.
after 420?
It was after 420, which was probably still high.
Yeah. So So it's like I was like geeked out of my mind when he won, and I was like, oh, like yeah, first black, and then soon as it fade to black, my whole body faded to black. So I didn't see no discourse until I woke up, and I was like, oh.
The
Shit.
crowd went mild too. That pyro was ill timed. I've seen them give more shit for debuts than that, and then it just seemed
So,
like the
so now let me
crowd.
ask you. So let me ask you, and I'm gonna give my
Mhm.
thoughts on pretty much everything. Do you feel like this was just a situation where they were just like, "Here, nigga, damn," or was it more so like he earned this, or they built him up as best as they could, and they had no other choice but to do this?
I feel like they did. I feel like it could be a mixture of both. Like both could be true in a sense because if this would have happened, I feel like they was like a month late. Like his motion that he had a month ago, month and a half ago, like when the Hangman
So
stuff
you're
or when they
you're
was doing
saying
that triple
you're
threat,
basically saying that he should have won the triple threat if they wanted to do it because
if they was gonna do it.
because the motion did, and I seen this discourse pretty much across the board for the people that I actually listen to who talk about
Mhm.
this, and I kind of feel that way too because I like the build to this title
Mhm.
match, but it did feel kind of like they were backwards. Like certain segments shouldn't have happened when it did, and then it kind of like the contract. Some people was like the contract signing situation should have happened on the go home and not as
Mhm.
opposed to right there because that felt more like, okay, I'm ready for Swerve to win the title now. Oh wait, we gotta wait like 3 more weeks. Damn.
It's just like they pivoted. Like we were saying the whole Mania thing. Like they pivoted. They pivoted in this. I mean, I already have my own issues with how they treated Joe with it non-biased aside because it was like your champion. You can count on one hand how many defenses he's not main eventing shows because they never treated MJF that way. And the majority of the time that he's on the show, he does a quick promo and then dips out.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like the treatment. Like this was the person you chose to take it off Max, who deservingly was in his rightful place to go ahead and do that, and was the first like it's been a minute or the first that I can think of where they had a champion that was like believable, like a believable monster. Like
Mhm.
it wasn't just no games, no running. I mean, he did heel shit, but it was just when the
It
bell
was
rang, I knew
it
he would
was
be about that action. Yeah, it was dope. It was like, oh, you got to. He's a heel, but it's a respectable. It was almost like he was like the tweener, but it was like a respectable champion. And then it just kind of, eh. And then my main problem with this too is like, okay, this is kind of too little, too late in the sense, or y'all missed they missed it because you can't tell me, you cannot tell me, and I'll come back on later and admit defeat, admit that I'm wrong, but you cannot tell me that they're not gonna serve this nigga up to Osprey in Wembley.
Oh no, because I'm not gonna hold you. I and it could have just been me just in my mind being in my mind. I was one of like Highlight and Lala
Mhm.
picked Swerve to win. I picked Joe because I was under the impression that Hangman was gonna come back and screw Swerve.
Same. I tweeted it. I was like, Hangman, it's like now's your chance.
And
And
they was
then
gonna continue that story, and then Swerve was gonna finally win the title. But then it kind of would have. So basically, this is like kind of like what Ken is saying in the comments. He said it is a little bit of both. He's worked his ass off since arriving to AEW, but do remember he was crying and complaining about wanting Hangman's spot a few months ago, back when that feud
mhm.
started. So it's like it was a situation where it's like they had no choice but to do it now.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't
Yeah.
do it now, people would have been. It's only so much that Nana could do with this before people would just be like, all right,
But
nigga.
watch the people that are rocking with him, watch them turn.
Oh
The
no,
moment that like Osprey's like,
here's my thing. I've already accepted that wrestling fans are fickle.
oh
I've
God.
accepted that. So I expect it to happen. It's
Hmm?
and that's why I kind of ignore online discourse and more so pay attention
Yeah.
to the crowd. And more so pay attention to the numbers because whether how you feel about him, how other people feel about him, how I feel about him, this man is over. They have no choice but to give
Yeah.
this man the ball and see how long they can cook with him. But I also agree with what you're saying. I do see them taking the title off of him and putting it on Osprey. They have not been booking this man in these classic matches and having him pretty much go undefeated since arriving officially, just to not take that title off of him.
Yeah.
And it's likely gonna be at All In too, where he lives.
Oh, in Wembley? Yeah.
So I'm cool with being wrong. I'm ready to be proven wrong, but it's just
Here's the thing. I don't see it happening. I don't see him not because they didn't strike when the iron was hot beforehand, and they did this. It was like a pivot. It's like we need to do this before we lose it. Unbeknownst to what it's going to do to Joe.
It feels like here nigga damn.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just like, okay, here, so we did it, and then we're going to leave it alone because it draws me to other problems I have with how they're going to go about this because, okay, we got it. They're going to shut up about it. We got it. You got this win, and then we're not going to see another champion. He won't, if he gets a second reign, because, they usually like hot potato it back and forth between the feud, unless you're MJF. I don't see him getting another reign anytime soon, especially if it doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
Unless you're MJF or Jericho, I feel like those are only two uninterrupted title reigns.
Yep, because that Hangman one was not the business.
Ken said, let's be completely honest here, though. Swerve himself just got over when he turned face. Now was the one who basically made him tolerable by association. Yeah.
Facts, no lies told. The hook of the song, because when this nigga start rapping,
I don't even know what
nobody can remember what he's saying, but when you hear it, you get annoyed. You're out of it.
The thing is, you know how I feel about Def Rebel. When they get to the part where they do get verses on it, I don't understand a word these niggas be saying. So when it gets to Swerve's part, I'll be like, what do you be saying? And then when I pull the lyrics, I'm like, nigga, that's the best you can come up with?
You need to let your homeboy start ghostwriting for you.
Pedal to the metal, I'm a rebel. Wings, no Red Bull.
When I tell you, I seen that was what the lyrics was. I instantly started hating that nigga. Like I was cheering for him until I seen the lyrics. And I was like, oh no, he needs to be stopped.
Oh no, you need to go to hell.
He needs to be stopped. They need to take, we say some niggas just shouldn't have access to a microphone for podcasting. They need to go in the booth and treat him like the little brother that asked to play PlayStation, but you don't want to let him play, so you give him the controller that's not plugged in, and he just give him a microphone with the same function.
You basically just saying like this is a term when I was coming up in church. This is a term that we coined here coined in Atlanta. It was like we want them to sing so low that we can't hear them, so mute their mic. So how we say solo, like we're gonna give you this solo on this song. We're gonna give you this solo, but we want you to sing so low that we can't hear you. So in this case, we're gonna give you this rap. We're gonna give you this freestyle. We want you to rap so low that we and the recorder can never hear you, and we will tell you that it is been recorded and it is good, and we will secretly replace your rap.
Like Pootie Tang. He ain't say shit, but like it worked. Hey, my graphic designer people, if you could take Swerve's head and like animate it to the scene in Pootie Tang when he's recording, but he ain't saying shit, please.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, the hook and the beat is what's getting over, and the fact that this is the remix, because remember the original version was a little smoother and slower.
Yeah,
and then he added the guitar riff to it. So it's like,
oh, he did,
because it was like ding, top boom, 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 did pressure apply, ain't no way.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Slower,
he used it for like a short time.
He pretty much used it all the way up until he lost the tag team titles with Keith. And then when he went full Mogul Embassy thing, it was like, like he added the guitar riff to it. and people hated it at first, but then when Nana came on,
Start dancing. Then
started
that was
dancing
it.
to it.
That's what got him over.
It was a wrap. Oh
It was
no,
almost like Fandango.
I basically gave praise. Like shout out to Prince Nana for being for basically currently managing a world heavyweight champion in a major promotion. And I saw people's online comments where they was like, define major. The company is worth $2 billion right now. That's major in the US.
It's major. It's at least the number 2.
Yeah,
at the very least, if we being objective.
I said a major. That's why I said a major. They thought I was saying it's like niggas read to react and not read to comprehend. So it's like I say a major, they assume that I'm talking about WWE. I'm like, nigga, they making money. They losing money, but they also making money. They're worth something. So it's a major promotion. But Nana,
he got a deep bag. So I mean, his daddy got a deep bag. So I mean, if it really come down to it, it's not like they gonna ever hurt for money. They got money to blow. A lot of niggas say that they legit have it.
They do, but they'll still release people because it's like, hey, nigga, we gotta.
They'll never release people. They're gonna honor contracts in full.
Oh no,
They're gonna. You don't have to say it. I don't want people coming at you. I don't give a fuck. I'll say it. Yeah, we don't release people. We honor contracts in full. No, business is business. You are not exempt of that.
Oh no. Oh, the fun thing is about me, I don't give a fuck who come for me. I'll say it too. It's like it's a business. Like it sucks that wrestlers are losing their jobs, but at the same time, it's like it's a business.
Wrestling's healthy right now. There's other places you can go. You might have to work your way back up.
At least he didn't throw on a no compete clause.
Facts.
Most of these people they can pop up anywhere.
He probably wishes he did that for Punk though.
But now in his case, he fired him with calls, so he was like, "Fuck it."
He threw a coffee cup at me. I'm fearing for my life.
Man, I saw it. I'm still laughing at that footage. I'm like, nigga, that's the footage.
And it disappeared. Oh, that footage disappeared like crazy. We justified it. It was necessary for the story. And I saw somebody say like, if there was a casual, like, if I didn't know, how am I supposed to care off that? Not knowing that like, you know what I'm saying? What's his name? Mid Perry, Whack Perry. That's how I refer to him.
Come on. I mean,
okay, I'm about to piss a whole bunch of people off real quick. I've been waiting. Okay, I'm totally cool.
You're good.
Whack Perry. None of you niggas cared. None of you niggas ever cared. Once the Luchasaurus and whatever they team split up and they ruined that, it was donezo.
Yeah, we might.
Y'all can't remember. You can't remember none of the feuds. Y'all wasn't tuning into New Japan.
Feud with Christian. That's it.
That's it. Literally, but that's because Christian Cage is amazing.
I'm about to say that's mainly because of Christian. Yeah,
100%. Yeah. House of Torture. It makes sense why he was in House of Torture. If you know, you know.
Your boy's here. Your boy's back. You brought him up. You brought up Jack Perry. The scapegoat is what he's calling. And with that, he looked like a daddy though. I ain't gonna flex. I'm like,
oh yeah, that's his RP.
That's his
RP.
RP Luke. And you know, still people to this day that don't know that's Luke Perry's son.
I can see it now, but when he first got there, I was like,
he looks like him when he was dealing on 902.0, 210.
Hell yeah.
So, but what's your thoughts on him being back? Like I've seen other people suggest like they got a whole trend. I mean, a whole faction. It's like we're Jackins. I said, the fuck does that even mean?
It's just something. I feel like a lot of the time people say that shit just to troll, just to be anti. The only legit Jack Perry fan that I can think of is Keeks. Shout out Keeks.
Shout out Keeks, yeah. Because she was rocking with him since day one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She the only person that this isn't geared to. But a lot of that shit is cap. He niggas don't care. Nobody cared about him. That's why he went to New Japan and was in House of Torture, was on Strong, doing a bunch of the mid-ass matches. It makes sense where they put him.
One thing is, I have not seen one match.
I watched. I've seen a few of them.
It's too much wrestling. I don't have that much time.
I just try to tap in when I can. Like if I get a little bit of free time where I don't got to do nothing, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna pull up some New Japan and I'll watch it because like I genuinely love it. But my thing was, Oh, so his thoughts on him coming back is just like, okay, he's legit the scapegoat because they had to justify putting that bullshit ass footage up. That wasn't meant for him, or the way Tony tried to pivot it and was like, well, this was pivotal to him coming back and
But
it's
my thing
telling
is,
that
what
story.
cracked me up too, it's like they was like, this is for FTR, who wasn't even in the footage.
You know what I'm saying? Malachi was just sitting in the back with his coffee cup, like, oh shit.
Like, oh
All right,
shit.
and
And
then
he just
went on
kept
about his
drinking and just
business.
went up. He like, oh damn.
What you didn't see was after the cameras went off or on the before the cameras went on. I'm like, okay, if you're gonna show it, show the whole thing, show everything. I need to understand why homeboy was fearing for his life. Okay, shout out to you. You're one of the. I'm not saying there aren't any Jack fans. I'm just saying outside of like his legitimate fan base, the vast
Basically,
majority that get on the timeline, you
he
niggas don't
did
care.
get he did get a pop at the pay-per-view. I give him that. More so probably was a surprise thing. Because a lot of
We
people,
knew it was
and that's
him.
what I be telling a lot of people are not canonically online. So they do not know who's going to show up to these shows. They just show up. So
When he
some of
popped
these
in the ring, you didn't know it was him.
oh, I knew it was him.
Okay.
I literally said this. I was like, bro, if Jack shows up, I'm not going to hit you with the oh shit, he's back. It's going to be like, oh, damn. That's what's up. And that's
We
exactly what
need
happened. I gave him a little smirk. I'm like, oh, he's back. Okay. I'm interested to see what, because it's like every time I see returns, my immediate thought is I'm interested to see how you're going to book him and see how you're going to maintain me carrying. And that's just for me. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about for me. I'm like,
no.
how are
That's
you?
same.
And saying that's what I'm saying. How are you going to make me give a shit going forward? That is now up to Tony Khan and his committee. Let me know how you gonna do this, and I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna see how you gonna do it. No, I don't mean basically waiting 3 weeks and then put him on TV. I'm talking about what you gonna do tomorrow. Point blank. Period.
Get in the ring, do a promo. There'll be a promo. He'll make some sort of reference to the cry about it or glass or whatever.
Cry me a river.
Cry me a river. We're gonna see a whole bunch of that. They're not gonna let this punk shit go in some way, shape, or form. Because
Oh no, which
no,
continues to crack me up because like, bro, this dude's not even employed by you. So why are you still riding that wave? We don't moved on from it. For real, for real. I ain't
but if it
gonna lie.
wasn't punk, it would be somebody else because we hear it in media scrums. They can't like my only legitimate issue and why I'm not that excited about him returning is I know it's gonna be a bunch of shots at punk, and then because they already tried to flip it by we showed the footage, we made a whole episode about it the week after an interview. The dude already after the dude said what happened, and then we saw what he said happened. Then the whole rest of the lead up to the pay per view, crickets, nothing. Nothing was there. They didn't even
Because it
show it on the pay
backfired.
per view because it backfired. But then we're going to pivot at the end. Well, I feel confident. I'm glad we showed the footage because it blah 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 blah. And Jack Perry because he was the catalyst and he was scapegoated. Well, let the rumor mill and everybody else say Khan was pissed off at him for pushing Punk to that level and then sent him off to New Japan and didn't honor him wanting for his release. So I'm like, okay, I get it. You're pivoting back. That's cool, but it doesn't stop the fact that it's going to be that something corny will happen. Something corny will happen because it'll be a promo and the elite gloating because God forbid they have to put FTR over. Them days is dead. They got to look strong. They lost at Wembley. Come on, they lost. You thought that they was going.
Oh, I knew they was gonna win. I knew
Everybody knew that they was going to win. We knew Jack was showing up. We knew that they was going to win, and we know tomorrow there's going to be a promo with some sort of punk reference because we can't let that shit die and focus on our own house.
Yeah. But speaking of focusing on houses, Willow Nightingale is the new TBS Women's Champion. Let's give some praise to Willow. What's your thoughts on this? I love it. I love it.
Oh,
man.
hell yeah. Cause what was I saying? Oh, because you know that the whole thing with Julia Hart or whatever, because wasn't she hurt?
Yeah, I believe she got injured on like an episode of Rampage or something.
Okay, I wasn't sure because Meltzer didn't get on the internet and complain about
I'm
her
muted.
gimmick.
I've either muted Meltzer or I've been blocked by him. I really don't care, but I don't see anything that Meltzer
Well,
says.
he doesn't like spooky shit. He's getting on old girl who's I hate that I can't remember her name right now on NXT. He's
Oh,
like
Tatum
he's
Paxley.
yeah, he's hating on Tatum Paxley and how that's stupid, but Julia Hart just gets away with the same thing, and he doesn't care about that. So I fuck with Julia Hart, but she's for parallels so people understand. It's a songwriter, and you gotta do parallels. It's like, okay, my problem with Liv in the beginning is she was too small. And it was just wasn't believable. And they had to do some character development, and she had to get better in the ring. And she got a little, respectfully, she got a little thicker, and it made it more believable. My problem with Julia Hart is she still looked like a junior or a senior in high school, and her
I
doing this type of gimmick, it you gonna do the spooky shit like
my
it wasn't believable.
my problem isn't more so, it's the fact that how they book Willow in a match against smaller opponents. I said this when she faced Riho on Big Business, and I'm saying
Okay,
it here. Willow should not be bumping like a cruiserweight for someone who was smaller than her.
okay, you
Because
said it in a nicer way than I was.
no, because the reason why I said it is because because Julia during the match, I picked this up and I was just and it didn't annoy me, but it was like it got a side eye from me. She grabbed Willow's head and gave her a face plant, and Willow
Mhm.
literally face plant like it was like she literally did a full body flop, as if
Son of
Julia had the strength of Zeus and just pushed her whole head down. I'm like, no,
channeling her inner Undertaker right there.
you need to be like, I don't like to bring up people's weight or size, but
Yeah,
Willow, you are a thicker woman than Julia. You are a taller woman than Julia. You should not be bumping for her as if you're Cedric Alexander versus Kota Ibushi from the Cruiserweight Classic.
facts. Big facts. That was one of my problems with the match. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't believable. Like that was where I was going with. It's not. It's already not believable. And what I've already seen with how they book Willow with smaller opponents, it's like they have her bumping like she's Dolph Ziggler
That's what I mean.
or Nick Nemeth. Like I'm not a fan of that. So I was happy that it was like, okay, they're gonna put the title on her, and it's going to, well, one, it's going to give us more reasons to like see her in the ring, and hopefully she's defending it instead of just doing the promos with stoking them, like, which are funny. But now it's going to open the pool to challengers, so where we can actually see her work. To me,
You know
work at
that
her best.
you know she gonna be defending that title because she's losing that title at Double or Nothing. I hate to say it, but
100%,
she's
100%.
because they are not giving Mercedes all this promo packages and leeway. And literally, after she won the title, she came out during her celebration and was like, "All right, that's mine." And she pointed at the Double or Nothing logo that was on the Minitron. And I'm like, damn.
So it's the same version of what's going to happen, and more than likely happen in Swerve at Wembley, just at a closer time period.
Yep. This is official for this is in Vegas in May 26th. If I'm not booked, I might go. I don't
I'm
know yet.
5 hours away, so I mean it ain't nothing for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
I'll pull up.
it's like what, May 26th? It was that May. So as of now, it look like I'm off that weekend. So
And because she's champion and we love Willow and we fuck with Willow, we are going to no longer make any reference to that promo that she did before the match.
she said, it's Eddie James said, Willow, a babyface, is going to be hard to book her like y'all want. It's not more so like how we book. It's more so like when she's in the ring with smaller opponents, you ain't got to
look dominant.
You just got to be a little bit more dominant. You ain't got to, and it's like, and that's up to, like, how it's basically up to them to book the heel to be more technical. So it's like, if Willow has a bum knee, continue to go for that knee to chop her down to size and then start selling. Don't just immediately right out the gate, face bump. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, no. That's why I tuned out when I seen that. I was like, bro, come on. This is what we doing? And it's like, okay, it's not to say that we can't book her like we want. We're just saying, like, you need to look strong. And now that she's champion, now we can, like, kind of justify her looking stronger now for when it's happening. But that was just my issue with that match. And her being champion now, I'm hoping in the lead up to Double or Nothing that she'll look as strong as possible, so that if if and when they give it to Mercedes, that she looks strong, and if it's a transitional thing, at least like it wasn't weak. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, no,
In
for
that
sure.
short period of time, yeah, in that rental, you know what I mean? She got full, you know what I mean? You got you a fresh ass rental, like you when you're on location, you got full use out of that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you hit
yeah.
wherever you was using there, turn it. Like that's just what I want for Willow because she's just so dope. And then I'm hearing like maybe the Statlander turn, but I feel like which would have made sense. But if you just gonna hand the title off to Mercedes,
It'll
because
defeat the purpose. The only way I see that turn happening is if she costs Willow the title, and then that'll be kind of messed up.
okay, yeah, okay. So even then, that makes sense, and that they got to give Mercedes the thing because nobody else will say it. I'll say it. They're kind of starting to fumble it. All the momentum of the entrance and what's coming on, and I don't know. Maybe she's heard. If she's not heard, like maybe you can find more action to it. But I'm just saying, like
I
the hype is.
listen. You're saying what I said on Twitter, and niggas was talking about you got to be patient, Bucko. I'm like, nigga,
Really? You know
I
where
need
she
to.
work at.
We know where she work at. So what are we being patient for? You saying, oh, she might not be her. I'm like, okay, so I need her to get more physical because I hate to say it like this, but promos don't attract me to watching Mercedes. Her in-ring work attracts me to watch Mercedes.
Promos
Her
just a sprinkle.
promos just a sprinkle, but seeing that consistently, and I'm like, there's only so much of the Tyreek dance from Abbott Elementary that I can take from her.
Oh God! Or the
Oh,
it's kind of like
see,
what, yeah,
see, like I can only take that so much to the
it's
point
kind
where
of
I just
like what
like,
they
all right.
did. It's what they did with Joe. It's just all promos, no action, and then it kills it.
You saying
Like
Mercedes isn't cleared yet, but didn't she get physical on her debut? So what are we talking about cleared?
I'm just wondering if that's the
No, I'm
reason
talking about
why.
I'm looking at the comment.
Yeah,
He was like Mercedes is not clear yet. So if she's not cleared, why did she get physical?
that's what I'm saying. Or if that's the case, then have weeks on TV where she not there. Like there was periods of time where we didn't see Jade, or they were doing this stuff with with Jade. But the moment she got active physically, they ran with it and kept it going.
That one saying
So it's
like
like if
that
you're not
excuse to
busy,
me, doesn't add up because it's like if that was the case, she shouldn't have gotten physical the first day.
thank you. Oh God, that shit makes no sense.
So that excuse doesn't really make sense to me. So that's what I'm saying. And it's like people are expecting me to like this. They're assuming that I'm trashing her.
Yes,
No, I
we're
am a
concerned.
fan that wants to see her wrestle. And if she's not cleared, that's fine. But it's like at the same time, don't be up in here trying to bash me. I'm not talking about people in my comments. I'm talking about people online. Don't be trying to bash me talking about you need to be patient, this, that. And I'm like, nigga, y'all do the same shit. Y'all just did the same shit with Liv Morgan losing the title on Raw.
Nigga.
We're
Oh
gonna
my
definitely get
God.
into that in a few seconds.
Nigga. Yes. Yes. But I guess as far as what the Mercedes thing, we saying she losing motion because she is.
She losing
And
motion.
how fickle fans are, everybody, you're gonna have to turn her heel because people are already starting to get annoyed,
That's what I'm saying.
and
And
it's
it's
gonna go
like
that way.
people assuming that we're saying we're losing interest. I'm talking about the people that you're trying to keep around are saying this, and we're just bold enough to say it out loud.
Yeah, we saying the quiet part out loud.
She's losing motion. People are losing interest. People are becoming impatient. Me
And they're gonna
personally, I
turn.
and what cracks me up the most is when I literally said this. I said Mercedes isn't going to wrestle until Double or Nothing. It is what it is. And niggas thought I was literally complaining. I'm like, nigga, I just said I accept the fact that she's not cleared. So it is what it is. That's it. Nigga. Y'all niggas just be looking for a reason to attack somebody.
Oh yeah, they have to. They have to get on there and start doing it. It's not like we're not praying for nobody downfall. She's gonna beat Willow, or more than likely will beat Willow. Y'all will get to turn and take all this little secret hate or vitriol that y'all got and you use it against her as a heel, and then hopefully
Mm-hmm.
something comes of that. But I
Because
mean,
I saw someone online. They was like, "Yo, I'm ready for her to wrestle, so these people can stop finding something to complain about." Nigga, it's Twitter. It's social media. They will find something to
it
complain
can't
about.
stop, won't stop. Can we?
They
Are we
will.
even allowed to say that no more?
No, it can't stop, won't stop. You are an
Yeah.
adult. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
I just feel like I feel like I got to be careful with that because you know what I mean. Like, but yeah, y'all niggas gonna complain either way. Y'all just secretly waiting to hate. You
Then,
want some shit to fall
then
through. Y'all, we knew that the shit was gonna lose motion when she got over there. It's gonna be hype. They're gonna make a big deal out of it. Use it to pop a rating for a show, just like they did with that Punk footage. And then the rest of the momentum just dies out. And then we go back to old hat and a lot of the same shit. And we have to wait to the next pay per view for it to turn up again. And that's what it is. It's
it's
a wave.
consistent. So it's like, but at the same time, it's like I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. But at the same time, you got to call a spade a spade. Me personally, I'm cool. I'm waiting. I'm a patient man, but I'm also good to acknowledge that she's lost motion. She can easily get it back, but she lost motion.
Facts. Let's not act like it didn't happen. It's quite
Yeah,
simple.
it is. Plain simple. What did happen though? Last thing we'll talk about for Dynasty before we move on to WWE stuff. Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay. Did you enjoy this match as much as I did, or do you have?
I did enjoy. It was the 17-star most perfect greatest match of all time. Oh, 10 on I don't even know how cage match rates that shit. Like, what did I think that it was that? No, I think that people that didn't watch heard what people who did watch say and assumed that that's what it is and ran with it. I think because it's Twitter. That's what happens when people
It's
don't
social
tap
media
in
period
like that.
because you
But
saying Twitter, Facebook too.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I thought it was a really good match. Like 8 out of 10.
Oh yeah, it was match of the
8
night
out
for
of
me.
10.
Like I think what always takes my ratings down is Will Ospreay not selling for shit.
Okay, you said it. Okay, all right. I thought I was gonna have to go on entire on a. Okay, you said it. Go ahead, expound because you gonna say it. You gonna say it more articulate than I want to. Go
Listen,
ahead.
it's more so. It's like he has this tendency of. I understand the concept of you're fighting from within, but it's certain moves that you just have no choice but you have to sell. Make it seem like Devin. He just be bouncing it off, and I'll be like, brother. Because I'll use this person as an example. Like there's this independent wrestler. A lot of people know who he is. Darius Carter. This man has a way of selling some of the most simplest things. Because I watched him live in Philly, and I'm like, bro, you have a way to articulate selling things. I wish more people would do that. And he has a way of it makes everything feel. He has emotion for every little thing. And it's like I understand the concept of Will Ospreay, like trying to find that power within, but it's like some moves. It's like, bro, you got to sell, my dog. That does not take the fact that was a great match. I enjoyed the hell out of that match. I literally lost my
Same.
shit throughout the entire match.
Same. It was one of the ones that woke me up.
But dog, please sell at least once.
You're in a match with Danielson, bro. Like he gonna oversell the shit out of that head neck injury thing and get to twitching. Like I made my peace with that. But he's selling, and as devastating as like the moves that he does and how like meticulous he is with everything. Some of that shit, if this was like on like real, like legit, this shit would fucking hurt. You got to sell it because it helps tell the story. I've seen matches like slower than this that like told more stories through the selling, and it makes it hard to get in. Like I get people want to be anti and will overpraise some shit because of the resentment of the other place, and they want it to be all high spots and flippy dippy shit, which is fine. This is fun when done right. It's the greatest shit ever. But when nobody's fucking selling and it's like you playing 2K and your opponent got unlimited stamina, it's just like fuck. What is the point of this?
Like, why am I wrestling
He can sell
wrestler right now?
He can sell, but you can't. For what, my nigga? Like,
and it's not a big deal. Yeah,
it took me out of it. Like those moments took me out of it though. Like I was in what kept it from being a 10 is like I'm seeing some shit and I'm like, or any of the false finishes. Some of those was just like, bruh, you ain't even sell. I know you gonna kick. You know you didn't sell that
because it's like you can sense like, and it's like this is little stuff that I noticed. Like whenever I see them open their eyes for the false finish, they be like 1, 2, and they looking right at the ref and then kick out.
It's like get the cameraman to go this like
to go a different angle because if I see that, it's like he's gonna kick out and then boom, I told you.
Kevin done some shit, just hit at 17 different angles. I'm like, got that motion, or you know when you making your entrance in 2K, you hit the L stick, click.
And
a different angle.
And that's another thing I don't ever understand why is why they look at the ref to kick out. You can hear, can't you?
Cadence. Y'all can tell the difference between a 1, 2, 3 that's gonna end the match and just we can all tell. There's only 3 different. All the refs do it.
I don't know, man, but I'm not losing sleep on it. But yeah, this was one of the best matches of the night. Like this was the match of the night for me. So
to me, hell yeah, it definitely was. Like that shit was awesome because then it's one of those reminders where it, like, Danielson is he's amazing. He is amazing. Like it's just one of those times where it's like you see him in certain matches and it's like, okay, he's good, but when he's like in his bag, it just reminds you like, oh, this man is amazing. Even now.
Yeah.
And you just appreciate it because you know we're going to get less of it going forward. But it I felt a little robbed on his behalf because it was like, I know that he won't say it, but it probably bothers him a little bit that like that story couldn't have been told because he's a technical guy. Like those details matter. The people that he looked up and he idolized and modeled his style after did something similar. So I feel like it was a little bit of a disservice to both of them, despite it being like the best fucking match on the card and one of the, for me, like in the top 5 matches of the year so far.
Oh yeah, and it's only April.
That's what I'm saying. Do I think it's going to be the best match of the year going forward? Like some of you motherfuckers on the timeline is trying to pivot to? No. Y'all tripping.
It'll definitely be on, like when we do our annual end of the year awards, it'll definitely be on the poll. I can tell you that right now. It'll definitely
God
to be like, yo, this is one of the matches of the year that we have to vote for. And it's so, and I look forward to looking back at it because I'm pretty sure I haven't looked at it since, like, I think I watched it twice. I'll probably watch it again tomorrow or some shit during my downtime. But yeah, because it was a fun match. I mean,
I watched it in my office this morning. I was in there like, you know what? I want to go back and watch this.
Do you think Bryan Danielson is written off? He'll probably sell it for a bit, but I doubt he's going anywhere.
What did he do the last time he did the Twitch thing?
Once I saw the camera footage where Ospreay and him was helping him in the back, I'm like, yeah, this is a story. He'll probably sell it for a bit and then he'll be back probably for a rematch or something. So cool.
Can't go if he's a heel, like, or been acting the way that the BCC has been acting. Like they've got that action. Like they gonna spin the block.
I don't even call BCC heel or babyface. I'll say they just like it's on site with you. Like I don't care if you're a good guy, bad guy, in between, indecisive. It's on site with you. So
when the club go around here, I'm a cactus. Bang bang gang, I don't owe you jack. When I'm in the ring, it's just me and my best friends. OC cutting no slack. Hollywood Miz, you can put me on the A-list. Gresh Unleashed, better put it on your playlist. Me and my fam be ballin' like the Bruce. Fight night, baby, hard hitting like Sheamus. Family first, yes, bloodline business. Winning all the gold. Look at how they witness.